and this at the same time, and I don't think it was going to be feasible.
Okay. All right. Well, I will get started then. So, welcome everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Thanks for taking time out of your work day to join us. I think we had a pretty constructive session last time we met, and in talking with our bargaining team, we really appreciate your input and looking at through the positions and things like that. So during the last session, you said that you could agree to our proposal if we went back to the board to request approval to increase the CLF position from a pay level 8 to a pay level 9. So that's exactly what we did last week. We went to our superintendent and our board, and they've given us the green light to increase the pay level from the 8 to the 9. And so I think hopefully that this meeting is something where we're here to come to a tentative agreement and then get started with the ratification process.
Okay, I just need to move to quick caucus.
Okay. You're on mute. Mr. Adicott, if you're speaking, you're on mute.
One quick question. In regards to the the proposed increases for those that are below $15, what is the effective date of that?
July 1st.
July 1st. Okay.
The $15 minimum is July 1st. So by state law, it has to be October 1st. The district's chosen to do it July 1st.
Okay. So when you look at those people making below $15 an hour, their pay it goes up by 3.5% effective January 1st. So they get the retroactive of that, and then it goes up again on July 1st. Is that how this is going?
Correct.
So it's going to be shored up on July 1st.
Well, let me make sure I understand your question. So if you let's just say you're making $13 an hour and the 3.5% takes you to somewhere between 13 and 15. Come July 1, if you're not at 15, you'll be moved to at least the $15 mark.
Okay, so
so
one other concern that we have, and this was just brought up, and I forgot to ask you about it. And maybe Mark Mitchell can answer this one. We have a number of elementary schools that are being converted to K through 8 schools in the next fiscal year. My question is, so we have some positions that, for example, the school techs, which are ITSAs, and now they're going to be covering secondary positions. If they pass a secondary technology test, can their classifications be converted over to the secondary level?
That's really a budget allocation question, Tim. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't either.
That's
something we can look into. I understand what you're saying. So since they're at this, a K through 8, okay, it's something we can look into. I'm really not sure how what their intention is with it or anything like that.
And that's what, like a couple schools, like 2, 3.
Yeah, probably something like that. Yes, Ms. Thomas.
Okay.
My issue is that we need to have a more definitive answer before because apparently we're going to have a lot more K-8 schools. being created in the next couple years?
Well, we can get an answer for you. I'm not sure that that's not exactly what we were.
My thing is, and let me throw this idea out to you. You might even have a middle position in between ITSA and STST for the K-8 schools.
It's an idea. I'm not sure that I'm really not sure. I'd have to check with our IT department on if they have any plans on that, if they've made decisions. I really am not sure, but I will definitely check and let you know.
All right.
All right, so we'd like to move back into caucus, so that's what we're going to do now.
Okay. All right.
So we had one further question, and that is in regards to the start date for the bump from level 8 to 9. When does that take effect?
July 1st.
Okay. Any reason for that?
That's what we are approved for, to move effective July 1st.
Okay. So if they're making below $15 an hour, how is this going to sequentially take effect?
So going back to January 1st, they get it's a 3.5% increase. Whatever their salary is, they're up 3.5%. If they're still below $15 at that point, then they will move to their new minimum or the $15 per hour rate.
Okay. But the question is it going to be effectual? First of all, does level 9 begin above $15 an hour?
Yes. It will. All levels, if you will, Robert, all the levels that are moving 15 will not be all at 15. They'll be graduated. So they're different amounts.
Okay. My only concern is that with the shoring up of July 1st of the people going up to 15, that them jumping a level will not amount to anything effectual.
No, I'm looking at it, Robert. The grade 9 entry at that time will be like 1592. So for a good number of the CLFs, the increases range from, we just kind of sketched it out. Double digits amounts for a lot of people. It's a very substantial, above 11% rate, 11 to 21%. I mean, rightfully so, but the increases are quite substantial.
Okay, Stephen, you have a question.
Yes. Can you send me can you put a copy of that chart you're showing on the screen?
Stephen, it's just a sketch out. We won't know until we actually program the system to do all this, right? So,
Indulge me.
Sorry, what was that?
it's the right thing to do, but it'll be substantial.
Yeah. So, am I correct in saying it looks like it's like 1592, something like that?
Yeah, the new entry should be 1592.
So the new min is
at level 9. That's right.
So if the new min is at July 1, if the new minimum where they move to is they're still under $15 before July 1, and then come July 1, if the new min, which is in level 9, is higher than $15, which it is, then they would go to that.
So and they get a minimum of, when we raise the grade on July 1, a minimum of 5%. So you have people getting 3.5% now, and then when they raise the job, they get another 5. So your minimum increase for your CLFs will be, when you look at both of them, will be 5%. You know,
Right.
the greater of 3.5 or 5%. So everyone's getting a 5% total, and then some people are getting more than that. So your people that are above the minimum are getting a 5% total increase over January 1 and July 1, right?
So you're getting 3.5% from January 1, and then a 5% from July 1st minimum.
No, the total increase is 5%, employee total.
Wait,
Because it's a multi-sequential thing. So the increase, the raising of the job gives you of both of these 5%.
that doesn't make sense. Because the 3.5% is union wide. Moving a pay grade should be an additional 5% regardless.
We costed it and ran it as if it's all part of one deal. So it's a 5% increase for those that are getting their grade increase. And that's how we propose the money to the board. It's 5% if you're getting a grade increase.
On
Right.
July 1st. The 5%, you have a 5% increase on July 1st. You have a 3.5% so you get your pay raise of 3.5% on January 1st. And come July 1st, you get another 5%. Isn't that that's how I understand it?
No, the total deal is for raising the grade is 5%. So the 3.5% is part of the 5.
Like I said, it'd be nice if I could see this in writing before we vote on this.
Well, let me try to see how many people I think you'll have at 5, which is like, let's see, maybe that's 10. Looks like you'll have about.
Am I? Can
These are estimates, though they're not. There's nothing official. So let me try.
Yeah, but it's always better to be able to see it, you know.
It's just a piece of paper at this point. Looks like you have about 30 people at 5% roughly. That would be getting a total of 5%. The rest of the unit gets more than that. Let's see. Yeah, and those are the people obviously further up in the grade.
All right.
Just to clarify, that's 3.5 going back to January, then the 1.5 difference in July?
Only for those, yes, for those that are higher up in the grade.
The one that has served almost 30 years in the district, correct?
That's correct. Because that's sort of what the position the state's putting us in across the district as we raise people to, you know, and the increase to the grade is another thing, but the $15 is creating quite a large movement for a vast majority of our employees. And then on top of that, we're also talking about then providing the increase for the CLS of the level to make sure that no one gets less than 5%. Along with the $15.
All right, we're going to go back into caucus.
All right.
Should we go back to your caucus as well, Tim?
Okay, Mr. Kubrick.
All right. Hey, before we get started, if you don't mind, I'd like to make sure we can clarify something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when you went to caucus, so did we discussed. So, all right. If you're not, so if you're already at $15, right, after the 3.5% increase, dating back to January 1st. When on July 1, when we move to the new pay level, the pay level, you'll get a 5% increase. Okay. If you're not already at $15 an hour on July 1st, so that's an example where you're making a rate, and after going back to January 1st, January 1st, you increase it by 3.5%. It's still below $15. You will go to the new minimum of that grade, which is something like $15.92, it looks like. So you would go significantly beyond $15 per hour.
So everyone gets at least 8.5% increase on the CLS.
Thank you. So
You're right, Stephen. Thank you.
So one more quick question here. The 1,500 bonus is still on the table, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. With that said, we have unanimous consent, and we can go ahead and agree to the TA.
All right.
Fantastic. Nice work, everybody.
Yeah, great.
Good
I'm happy
stuff.
we can, and so we could get into ratification and then get everybody there.
Just to clarify, TA is tentative agreement, right?
Correct. So then from here, it would then go to your members for ratification. Upon ratification, it would go to the board for adoption.
Okay.
Just
So
so you all, I'm sorry, Tim.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just so you know, Robert, I mean, if we can get an idea of your tentative ratification schedule as soon as practical, because we do all the programming behind the scenes and get all this ready as quick as we can. So whenever that's available, we'd appreciate you sharing.
An email with the ratification vote schedule will be sent to both you, Tim, and CC to you, Mark.
Thank you, sir.
All right. And so once, if you could send me the copies of the TA so I can go ahead and initial and do all the electronic signatures and stuff.
Yep.
That'd be good.
We'll do that today.
All right. And if as quick as possible, can you write up a highlight and send it to me so I can include that with the
Of course, like a summary of the deal, right?
Right. That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. I'll send that with the TA.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Awesome, guys. Well, hey, yeah, exactly. Right.
Fantastic.
I'm glad that this is what I was hoping would happen today. I'm glad we were able to do it. And, I think we came to agreement on pretty much everything that we proposed from the beginning. So I appreciate all of you taking the time to get on today and talk through this. And I'm glad we wrapped it up. So,
Robert, can we do a post-agreement caucus?
I can open up a set.
Yeah. We just won't be here when you get back, I guess. If that's what you mean, right? You mean you're done, but you want to talk with your team, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Caitlin will leave the room open if that's what you need.
Okay.
Make it easier. All right.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Great work with you guys.
Okay, everybody.
Take care.
Thank you.
So, Vivian, turn your mic on.